Hello, friends. Welcome to Learn Science and Chemistry podcast by Chemistry Notes Info. I am your host Jitendra Singh Sandhu. In today's podcast, we are going to learn about viruses, vaccines, immunosystems, and try to learn how to stop our viruses from infecting us, how viruses works, how immunosystem works, how vaccinations works. So friends, viruses are from prehistorical times. They are from the beginning of this world, and they are from the starting of this world, even much more before than humans. And viruses are very dangerous. They are harmful or microorganisms which are responsible to killing humans at large scales. So one of the biggest killer viruses is the smallpox. So smallpox kill about half population of the world in 1796 to 1980. So to stop the viruses, about 500 years ago, Chinese doctor developed a technique. So in this technique, he just extract the liquid from the scalps of the blisters of the smallpox and insert this liquid in the nose of the healthy pupils. But due to this practice, some healthy peoples die and some survive and developed immunity. However, this practice is not successful because there are so many people die due to this practice. But this gives the idea to develop this practice further. So, in about 17, there is a doctor from the Europe who further test this practice and extracted the pus and scabs from the smallpox blister and rub this pus and scabs liquid on the hand of a queen, the Queen Catherine of the Great from the Russia. And due to this, the Queen Catherine the Great become sick for about 2 weeks, but at last she become healthy and developed immunity. And this further emphasizes to develop this practice of vaccination. So in 17th, there is an English doctor Edward Jenner who noticed that the milkmaids didn't get smallpox. So he think why they don't get a smallpox and why they don't get infected. So he noticed that they get infected with cowpox, and due to which they become immune and they become strong enough to fight against the smallpox. So in about 1796, Jenner took the pus from the milkmaid's cowpox blister and rubbed this pus onto the hand of a boy. And later, Jenner noticed that this little boy developed the immunity to fight with smallpox. So, in this way, the Jenner successfully developed a technique for the vaccination. Dear friends, do you know the word vaccine come from cow because the meaning of cow in the Latin is vacca, and from that vacca word the vaccine word derived. So Edward is now known as the father of vaccination. Dear friends, we all know that the viruses are responsible for many diseases like common cold, chicken pox, smallpox, rabies, and recently spread COVID-19. So now we know, try to know how viruses works. So viruses generally are the cells with DNA inside the cell and antigens at the surface. So this virus cell when attack the healthy cells, then the viruses multiply themselves in the healthy cells. So viruses just try to multiply their DNA and their antigens, and at last the multiplied viruses recombine to have the nucleus and antigen, means DNA and antigen, and this combined virus burst the host cell, the cell in which they multiply, and then come out from the host cell and go to infect other cells. In this way, virus destroy the host cell and invade others and let the person sick. Now we try to understand how vaccines work. So vaccines work by stimulating our immune system, our body. uh, so when a vaccine generally has the live cells or attenuated virus cells. So these viruses, when insert in our body, they trigger our immune system to make some antibodies, and these antibodies are generally chemicals which recognize or which get attached to the virus cells. And when the when our cells are generating antibodies, then they also generating the memory cells. So these memory cells remember the viruses, and when virus attack again, these memory cells quickly generate the antibodies and destroy the viruses. In this way, these memory cells save us from becoming ill or infected. In this way, our immune system works by providing us immunity. So now we are trying to understand further how our immune system works. So when a virus come in the contact of our immune system, then immune systems have the cells which generate multiple type of antibodies. So antibody which match with the antigen of the virus, that antibody cells, that cells which producing that antibody multiply itself and produce more antibodies, and these antibodies further attacking or attaching on the virus, and this combination of antibody and virus uh, get recognized by phagocyte cells, and phagocyte cells engulf them and kill them. And when this process is continue, means the cells generating antibodies and antibodies attaching to the viruses, and they are engulfed by the phagocyte cells. Meanwhile, the original immuno cells produces some memory cells which help us to get information about the virus, and when the virus come again, these memory cells quickly generate so much antibodies that it will kill the virus quickly. Dear friends, now the general questions come in our mind that if we get vaccinated, why we become ill again? This happened due to the characteristics of the viruses to get muted. So the viruses generally have the capability to get muted. So viruses get quickly muted, and change their antigens. So due to the change in antigens, our antibodies or don't catch them again and don't recognize them again, so due to which our immune system don't fight with them quickly and we become ill. And this is generally seen in the cases of common cold, flu, influenza, which will infect us every year in the rainy seasons especially, or winter seasons. So this is happened due to the capability of viruses to get muted. And we see that in the ending month December, or in the startings of 2020, the spread of COVID-19 from the Wuhan, China, which spread all around the world and killed so many pupils. And even WHO declared it as a pandemic. And this pandemic kills millions of pupils. And to fight with this pandemic, so many companies develop the vaccines, and these vaccines give us the immunity to fight with this pandemic virus, COVID-19. However, this COVID-19 virus also not stable. It also get muted so many times, and so we see still there are so many cases of COVID infections come in news and comes near us. So we need to get the immunity against this COVID-19. However, every mutated virus is not too much dangerous for our health. Some mutated viruses are very dangerous and some are not. So we have to get vaccinations accordingly. So for the vaccination, discuss with your health professional or your doctor before getting any vaccination. So dear friends, vaccines are very good, and they even saves the countries from the big pandemics. Like we see, there is so much decrease in the diseases like smallpox, measles, polio, mumps, rubella, due to the development of vaccines against them. And these vaccines are generally added in our vaccinations program from the birth of the child. Even I give these vaccines to my child from the birth till now, and these vaccines give him really a good immunity to fight with the viruses. Thank you to listening this podcast. This podcast is brought to you by Jitendra Singh Sandhu. I'm giving this knowledge on behalf of chemistrynotesinfo.com. Thank you to listening this podcast.